11, and today we will going to discuss the state constitution and citizenship. So why is it important to having a state constitution in a government, or what do you think is the purpose? So here is the purpose and importance of state constitution. So first is it protects democratic values. So when we say it protects democratic values, a constitution enshrines democratic ideals such as equality, freedom, justice, and participation. So it ensures that power is derived from the people and exercised through institution which is accountable to them. So it establishes a framework where the will of the majority is balanced with protection or the minority rights. So this protects the democratic values. So that those people that needs the equality, freedom, justice, the importance of this is it protects both. So these those people like in that constitution they are accountable because this state constitution protects their democratic values just like I said earlier. So questions? So let us proceed to the second one, which is it limits government power. So when you say limits government power, by clearly defining the rules and responsibilities of each branch of government. So again, what are the three branches of government? Irene? Three branches of government. Legislative, judiciary, executive. So thank you, Irene. So can you define those three? What's the mga focus, Angel?
So the legislative map is most siya make lawmakers.
Yes.
Then the executive is who the executive is
They
enforces the law, and then the judiciary is they
interpret
interpret the law.
So thank you for that, Angel and Erin. So you really understood the three branches of government. So when you say limits government power, a state constitution holds that walay po lamang ang constitution. It should be balanced when it turns to power. So dapat kanina constitution mo protects or it prevents the abuse of power for those na ay mga ranks or the people within that government. So nasabtan ra nga it limits government power.
Yes.
So let's proceed to the third one, which is it ensures rule of law and justice. So what do you think is the difference between law and justice, or what are the relationship between the two?
Ako ka-reply kay nung gahawin.
Angel?
For me, law is like
Pahimo kong pingkaw.
and justice is you need to have justice now,
Like na dapat ma-achieve for the peace of people within the government. So thank you for that, Angel. So you have a point. So it ensures law, a rule of law and justice. So the Constitution guarantees that laws apply equally to all citizens. So it provides for an independent judiciary. So again, judiciary, this interprets the law. So this composed of Supreme Court and the lower court. Sila ang nag-interpret sa law in the government. So, and also, this interprets laws fairly and protects citizens. That's why ma-achieve nila ang justice through the fairness of law and it protects those citizens. Then, also, this protects citizens from arbitrary actions by the state. So, this creates a system where everyone is accountable under the law. So, nasabtan ra?
Yes.
So, let us proceed to the fourth one, which is the guarantees rights and freedom. So, as a person, do you have your
right to vote.
Like, they are
Taas na
they
ilan.
have right to express their own.
So thank you for that, Eri. So we have right to education and a freedom to express our opinions within our government or in the community. So when we say guard these rights and freedoms, the fundamental rights such as freedom of speech, religion, and privacy are protected by the state constitution. So they are responsible for the people that they will have their freedom to speak out to their community or their society where they belong. And also, when it comes to religion, people may have the freedom to respect their own religion and the religion of another. So also, it protects the privacy of people or the confidentiality of all citizens who are present in that country. And also, these rights are enforceable through courts, which means individual can seek a legal remedy if their rights or their freedoms are being violated or na-violate ba ang inyong mga freedoms from those citizens na naan siya kung anak nga country. So, nasabtan ra. So, again, what are the core purpose and importance of state constitution?
Protects democratic values, limits government power, ensures rule of law and justice, guarantees rights and freedom.
So, very good. So, you really understood the purpose and importance of a state constitution. Now, let us proceed to what is citizenship. So, do you have an idea of what is citizenship, Erin?
For example, live in the Philippines, so we want as a Filipino citizen.
So, thank you, Irene. So, you really understood what is citizenship. So, when we say citizenship class, this is a legal status that grants an individual a full membership within a country. So, including their your vote rights and responsibilities as a person. So you are citizens in our country, right? So, do you have your rights and responsibilities?
Yes.
So, are you aware of those rights and responsibilities?
Yes.
Yes, so it is more than just a passport. So, familiar with the passport class? Yes. So, passport, it just not a passport, but citizenship, it involves an active participation in the civic life of the country and a sense of loyalty and commitment. So, for example, if you are citizen in that certain country or the government, as a person that has the rights and responsibilities, you may vote, right? So, maka-vote na ba mo? So, you may vote during elections. Kahit ano na siya, isa na siya sa right of you as a person na member ka ng country. And that is citizenship. Another is, as a citizens in the country, you must contribute to society, like your right to education. So, in the way of like studying, do you think nakakontribute mo sa inyong society?
Yes.
So, thank you. So, as a students or you as students and me as your teacher, we contributed to our society because of our mga achievements nato and mga knowledge na na-share nato sa ato ang classmates, ato relatives, or atong peers. So, nakakontribute ta sa atong society. Another is we are upholding the nation's values. So, we are aware of the values man sa. So, we have our moral character,
Marites Cavite.
Yes, so that's why you are by birth in that place. So, ingon mo na yung citizenship. How about you, Irene?
Sa barangay Kasalaan.
Yes, so sa barangay Kasalaan. So, that territory of a country is diha mo na member as a citizen. So, am I right?
Yes.
So, the certain persons or the people are automatically become a citizen regardless of your parents' nationality. So, bisan papunta ang nationality sa inyong parents, wala na kung asa mo na ipanganak o kung asa mo barangay na tao, and that means diha mo na member as your citizenship. So, nasabtan na?
Yes.
So, what is the first one? By birth. So now, let us proceed to the second one, which is by descent. So we can call also this as Diyos sanguinis. Spelling is J-U-S-S-A-N-G-U-I-N-I-S. So Diyos sanguinis, or meaning it is the right of blood. So again, unsa itong meaning sa
Mura ko
Diyos?
sa paano is
Right of the soil. Then the meaning of sanguinis is right of blood. Very good. So when we say by this, citizenship is inherited through parents. So for example, if ikaw angel sa kasay nationality sa iyong parents, then ma-inherit na niya as your citizenship. So for example, a child born abroad to parents who are citizens of a country, and even though abroad ay ang bata na nagipanganak siya abroad kay nandito iyang parents. So those are citizens sa country which is iyang parents. So but kanang child is still being considered as citizens of their parents' country. So wala nga bata ang gipanganak abroad, ma-citizen siya dito sa abroad kay dito man ang na member ang ilang mga parents. That's why sa by descent kuan ng citizenship nimo kay ganang gikan sa imong family or imong parents. So nasabtan ra? So inherited sa imong parents, unlike sa by birth kay kung asa ka gipanganak dito ka ma-member as a citizen. So nasabtan ra? So let us proceed to by naturalization. So when we say by naturalization, this is a legal process where a foreigner becomes a citizen after meeting specific criteria. So na sila yung mga criteria na dapat ma-achieve or ipasa. So a person who was originally a citizen of another country, which is a foreigner, can acquire citizenship after ma-fulfill nila ang legal requirements. So what do you think are those legal requirements? So those are certain number of years of residency. If pila na sila ka years na resident anang country, then also that good character or kanang good character of that people or person na nag-live sa other country. Prefer na itong gamiton ang English kay even though nata sa abroad is masabdan na siya. That's why we use that as our language na maka-communicate na sa other people in abroad. So, also sa requirements na ako dapat ang loyalty sa nation. So, we're showing ang loyalty sa atong nation like maka-contribute every individual must contribute sa country. That's why mo na siya isa sa requirements sa by naturalization. So, questions? So let us proceed to the fourth one, which is by registration. So nakasulay na ba mag-register class?
Yes, ma'am.
So as members sa inyong barangay? Yes. So nakasulay ta register as a member of our barangay. So this form is granted to specific categories. So kung naay requirements ang naturalization, naapod ang sa registration kay ipasa man siya. So those categories are tanang spouses of citizens, dayong minor children of citizens. So katong mga anak sa citizens or kamo anak sa inyong parents, So, hanap mga kuan ng number of years is included na mag-register mo, okay? Long-term residence kay ma-fulfill ang those criteria na ipasa nimo sa government. So, by registration, you must register to citizenship na provided sa law na i-implement sa atong mga officials sa government na i-elect sa ato ang barangay. So, nasabdan ra?
Yes.
So, again, what are those four before we proceed to the fifth one?
The first one is by birth, by descent, by naturalization, and by registration.
So, very good. So, let us proceed to the last one, which is dual citizenship. So, are you familiar with this class? Dual citizenship.
Tanang ka ng duha ka po.
Duha ang iyang nationality. So, you have a point in India. So, when you say dual man, so kasabot, duha iyang ginimbuhan na as your, as her or his citizenship. So, this allows an individual to be a citizen of two countries simultaneously. For example, is ikaw Indian na citizen ka sa abroad. Like, member ka dito, kayo register ka, then, time comes, niagi ka din sa Philippines, right? Hindi na kamukuyo, pero nagka-member pa kung ka din as citizen. So, we call that as dual citizenship. So, when many nations permit dual nationality, so na-relate nations na government of dual nationality. So, what do you think? Usa ni nga nation or country? Very good. So, India. So, ang India, they permit na ay dual nationality ang every individual na nagpuyo sa ilang lugar. So, it requires individuals to renounce one citizenship acquiring to another. So, unay dual citizenship. So, India ang mostly government ani. So, nasabtan ra sa dual citizenship.
Yes, ma'am.
So, again, what are the types of citizens?
By birth, by descent, by naturalization, by registration, and dual citizenship.
So, you mentioned earlier your rights. So, those are one of your rights as a citizen. So, there are rights of citizens. So, first is civil rights. So, when we say civil rights, but before that, citizenship grants people certain rights that empower them and protect their dignity. So, rights are the entitlements given to citizens that ensure their dignity, freedom, and participation in society. First right of a citizen is civil rights. So, when we say civil rights class, these are the basic freedoms. So, what are those? So, first is freedom of speech and expression. So, do you have this right class?
Yes.
So, maka-speak out man ta sa atong peers. So, it is our right na maka-speak out ta, especially if that opinion can contribute to our society. So understandable naman sa. So, another is freedom of religion and belief. So, na-mention ako ni Galinha nga, we have the freedom i-respect na to ang atong religion and also the religion of another. That's why, mga ito na buhatan is atong i-respect and dapat ato ipapiling na comfortable and ready to accept rata within the classroom even though they're different in religion or belief. So, nasabdan ra?
Yes.
So next is sa civil rights na po tayo right to equality. So when you say equality, it should be present and is fairness, right?
Yes.
So also protection from discrimination, privacy, which is confidentiality sa tao. Another is protection of life and property. So let us proceed to the political rights. So this allows citizens to take part to the governance of country. So these are right to vote in election. So political man so mostly as citizens and as part sa government. So for example, is ka na mo vote ensures economic security and opportunity. So these are right to earn and right to earn a livelihood. So pwede tang maka-business. So natay freedom nga maka-create o mga small business. That's why we can earn money para maka-survive. Right to own and inherit property. So next is right to fair wages and decent working conditions. So for example is katong mga citizens or mga workers. Social rights, you have the right to education. Instructors, imong classmates, and imong parents, saka involved man sila sa imong education rights. So another is right to healthcare, social services. So by implementing equality, then avoid discrimination, then you have implemented the social rights. So nisabtan lang sa rights of citizens.
Yes, ma'am.
So if not the rights as a citizens, then we have also the duties of citizens. So duties are essential for the smooth functioning of a nation. So and it helps maintain law, order, and harmony. So the first one is obey the laws. So when you say obey, follow ta sa laws. So every citizen must follow the country's laws to ensure order and justice. Breaking the law can lead to legal consequences and undermine national stability. Pay taxes, the second one. So taxes fund public services such as roads, schools, healthcare, and defense. So it is a citizen's duty to contribute to the national economy through pay taxes. So as citizens, it's our responsibility na pay sa taxes since gagamit man taan namin our everyday life. So understood?
Yes.
So very self-explanatory lang. So next is respect national symbols. So when I say respect our national symbols, citizens should respect the flag, our Philippine flag, our Philippine anthem, constitution, and other national symbols as a mark of loyalty and patriotism. In terms of promoting harmony, we must respect all the differences of people na present sa atong community. So again, what are the duties of citizens?
Obey the laws, pay taxes, respect national symbols, defend our country, and promote harmony.
Kumay ko din.
Relationship between state constitution and citizenship. Number one is constitution defines who is citizen and the criteria for acquiring inclusive citizens. So the constitution explains who counts as a citizen of a country. It is also tell us how someone's on become a citizen, like being born in that country or going through naturalization, and how might lost it, like giving it up or committing certain crimes in that country. Like for example, in the United States, you are born in the country, you are automatically a U.S. citizen. You have different rights and responsibilities as a citizen. Like for example, we have right to speech. Kung unsay speech our own opinions in that certain place or citizens. The next is empower citizens to participate in the political process, ensuring participation and accountability. So these citizens have the power to vote, run for the office, and voice their opinions. This helps keep leaders honest and make sure that the government listens to the people. Next is citizenship allows individuals to benefit from constitutional protection and contribute to nation building. So, being a citizen members, you are protected by the Constitution, and you can also help improve our country. So, as a citizen, protected ka sa atong Constitution, ang sa tanan bilang paying taxes, volunteering, or serving in a public office. Kasagot lang sa relationship between state and constitution. Next is the examples from various countries. So number one is the Indian. Please read everyone. Please read class. So Indian is Constitution in Indian, which is written document, has clear rules about citizens and Part 2, Article 5 to 11. So rights and duties. Citizens have fundamental rights like freedom to speech and religion, etc. Under Part 3, and they also have fundamental duties under Article 551A, such as respecting the Constitution and promoting harmony. Like for example, if someone is born in India and their parents are also Indian citizens, they automatically became Indian citizens. They have the right to vote, go to school, and speak freely, but also have the duty to respect the national flag and promote public properties. Muna siya kuan sa Indian. The next is United States. So, U.S. citizenship is mainly explained in the 14th Amendment of the USA Constitution, which is also a written constitution. The types of citizenship is people are citizens of the both United States and state they are named. Then, civil liberties. So, there is being strong focus on individual rights like freedom to choice, right to fair trial, and freedom of religion. Then, for example, if someone is born in New York, they are both USA citizen and a citizen of New York State. They can vote in national and state election unprotected by the law at both levels. Then, next is United Kingdom. So the UK doesn't have a single written constitution. Instead, its rule comes from law passed by the Parliament, like the British Nationality Act 1981. Flexible system. So citizenship rules can be changed more easily by new laws. Ang flexible system mo nang kanina nga easy to change. Example, a child born in the UK to British parent is a British citizen. But if both parents are not British or legally settled in the UK. So, the Indian is ilang constitution is written ilang constitution. Then, sa UK is written good. Then, sa USA is, sa UK is unwritten siya. Then, sa USA is written in ilang constitution. The next is challenges related to citizenship and constitution. So, stateless means being a person not considered a citizen by any country. This can happen for many reasons like war, changes in government, or not having proper documentation. So, these are if kanang like for example, sa Philippines, example na siya sa Philippines na the warden, diha nga kuan ang mga people wadto sa lain na countries, dili siya maingon na tawag na citizenship kay niadto naman sila dito because of the war sa Philippines. Kasama ra? Oh yes, ana. Kaya ang citizen, ano siya? If asa ka na ipanganak, muna tawag citizenship ka, anak ang place or country.
Hindi mo ka citizenship ka, pwede mo ikan sa inheritance sa inyong parents.
Yes, pwede po sa inheritance sa inyong parents. Then number 2 is equal treatment of certain groups despite constitutional protection. So even if the Constitution says all citizens are equal, napoy mga uban na who treat sila into unfairly. So based sa ilang mga religious, usay ilang mga backgrounds. Yes. Then, for example, in some countries, certain ethnic groups may not be allowed to go to certain schools or get government jobs, even though the Constitution says everyone is equal. So, muna siya ang uban, sa lugnan na siya sa Constitution ang sulat, naroon siya mo discriminate base sa ilang mga base sa ilang mga race, background, and religions. Sabutan sa discrimination sa ano na siya. Then last is next amendment and reform controversies around changing constitutional definition of citizens. So sometimes government change the rules about who qualifies as a citizen. This change can cause debates, especially if they included certain people or seem unfair. So like for example, as a country might pass a law saying that only people of a certain religion can become a citizen. So this can be controversial, especially if it goes against the original constitution that premises equality. So nakasabot ra? The last is globalization, increasing dual citizenships and migration increase. So this, as people move and work in different countries, more of time them have dual citizens. Muna if na-register ka diri sa Philippines, then if mo ato mag-abroad, yes, pwede siya magpa-member dito. Muna siya ay dual citizenship.